This is part 2 of our conversation with Miss Pat about her journey to motherhood. We are so glad you came back because there's still more to the story. Let's pick up where we left off and listen to her experience of becoming a mother. And just a reminder, if you have any questions that you'd like us to answer about any of the episodes that you've heard, you can always email us at wrw.pod@gmail.com. Again, that's wrw.pod@gmail.com. This is Who's Raising Who, where every conversation reminds us that understanding each other starts with hearing each other's stories. Real talk, real love, real growth.
Yeah. Who's raising who? Real talk, real love, real growth too. Who's raising who? Baby, we all rise when the love comes through. Who's raising who? 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 Who's raising who?
All right, Mama. Let's talk about Labor Day.
What about it, Chris?
That's my birthday, a national holiday. Yes.
Yes.
So, all right, try to remember and walk me through that day. Like, do you remember when your body started having contractions? Like, where were you? Do you remember that moment?
No, I don't. And that's the God honest truth. I don't.
Did your water break, or was it a scheduled delivery? Do you remember? You don't remember nothing?
I don't remember anything.
Am I even your child?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm trying to really think. Like, I really don't know.
Do you remember how long you was in labor?
I was in labor with you for 9 hours.
9 hours.
Yes.
You remember that, but you don't remember
what led up to
contraction.
the contraction and what led up to it, my water breaking and all of that stuff. Girl, that's been a long time ago. How old you is?
About to be 42.
Wow.
All right. So you were in labor with me for 9 hours.
I hope you're not offended by that.
I'm very offended. As your first child, like, come on. I'm
Okay.
very offended. So this should have been the most memorable pregnancy of all 3.
You are absolutely right. And I don't know, I don't feel too good about not remembering.
That's okay. Because you already told me I was a mistake one time.
No, girl, no. You was never a mistake.
I'll never forget that. I remember when we were talking. Oh, you remember this conversation?
No, Crystal.
We was okay.
No, you can't say that.
No, listen. This was years.
No.
Mom, listen.
No.
This was years and years ago. We were having a conversation, kind of like the ones we've been having.
Yeah, a couple of years. No,
for this show. Mom, stop. So we were having a conversation, and I was asking you about like what was going on when you got pregnant with me. This was years and years ago. And you expressed like you was not trying to get pregnant. You was like, it was all like getting pregnant was a mistake. And I was like, I was a mistake? And you was like, no, not you. I wanted you, but getting pregnant was the mistake.
The action
right.
of getting pregnant.
But I was real offended. I remember that. But anyway.
I'm so sorry. You accept my apology?
Yeah.
42 years later?
Yes, I accept your apology.
Okay. Now we can move on.
So 9 hours, in labor for 9 hours. What hospital? You remember the hospital you was at?
Okay, so I was at Jackson Memorial Hospital.
In the Miami, Florida.
Yeah.
Do you remember any of your doctors? Or who was with you? Who was with you when you went into labor?
Actually, okay, my mother was with me and my sister-in-law was with me.
Which one?
Hattie.
Oh, Auntie Hattie.
Hattie was with me. And I think the more I talk about it, Krista, and you ask me questions, maybe that would jog my memory. Because you said you already forgave me, right?
Yeah.
For not remembering it. But my sister-in-law at that time, she was with me and my mother was with me at the hospital.
Rest in peace, Auntie Hattie. That was my auntie. Ooh, I love that lady. Okay. Auntie Hattie and grandma.
Mhm.
Hmm. Do you remember pushing?
I do.
Because you had me naturally, right?
Yes. Yes, I remember having you naturally. That was an experience. And well, I'm gonna let you answer I mean,
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
so when I was in birth, I was young, young. My body was in really, really good shape.
Right.
And
18 years old.
18 years old. So
Okay, wait. Before you get to the after you delivered me part, let's talk about during delivery. Do you remember was it painful? Was it like you had to do a lot of pushes?
it was not that painful. It was a smooth delivery. And during that time, like I said, I was in good shape. So the pain it was bearable.
Okay. You know, I always hear people like these new age things where they have birth plans and stuff like that. Is that something that you had? I strongly doubt it, but like a birth plan, people say, "Oh, I want to give birth sitting up or laying down, or I want to be squatting when I give birth." Or like, did you have any of those type of plans?
No,
Okay.
absolutely not.
And you don't have no memories of going into labor, like feeling contractions, none of that.
No.
Okay, okay, it's okay. It was a long time ago. I still feel like you should remember with that being your first experience. But anyway, now we could talk about the first moments. So now you done pushed, I done came out. Do you remember cutting the umbilical cord? Do you remember that part?
Yes, I remember that part.
Did you cut it?
No,
Who cut it?
the doctor.
All right. Well, what did you think when you first saw me? Like, did they take me out and how they do in the movies? Just put me on your chest, or what happened?
But during childbirth, when they took you out, they kind of shake you up a little bit. They showed me you, put you next to me, and then what they do, they wrap you up, and then they go and clean you up, and then they bring the child back to the mother.
Oh, did I come out crying?
No,
That's why they had to shake me up.
I think they do that with all the babies.
Oh, okay. But I didn't come out crying.
You eventually started crying. You was pretty quiet in there.
Oh, okay. What emotions were you feeling once I was out of your body? Do you remember?
Yes, I felt relieved that I wasn't pregnant anymore. I felt very confused. Like I know that I had just birthed another human being, but I was like, did I really just bring another human being into this world that's going to be a part of my life right now?
What you
And
mean right now? Forever?
forever. Well, that's the way it seemed.
Yeah,
But
that's the way it is.
that's the way it is. But it was, and then as those emotions started to kind of fade away, then the reality starts to sit in
Hmm.
with me. Like, wow, I'm excited. I'm really excited and scared at the same time. So
Did being a mom become did it feel natural to you once that reality kicked in? Or did you ever at any point during your pregnancy feel like it just felt like natural? Or was it after you had me and the reality set in?
it was after I had you and the reality set in. One thing I'm gonna say, Crystal, is with a mother, God gave us that ability to nurture, and that came naturally.
Hmm.
That I can say that came naturally.
Did you experience postpartum depression after giving birth?
No, I didn't experience postpartum depression only because, like I said, my mother was my biggest support. So I didn't know what that was. I didn't go through it. I was just very, like I said, I was very happy, and that support system, I'm telling you, it means a lot. So no, I never experienced that. I was a happy mother, a happy first time mother, and everything was fine. After I had you, you know.
You talk about grandma a lot, but what about Granddaddy Francis? You haven't mentioned him at all throughout like this pregnancy story. What was his position? Do you remember any of the conversations y'all had, or how was he with you? He died the same year I was born, right? In 84. You were, because I remember you telling me the story. You were a senior in high school. Somebody came to the school to let you know, and they got you out of school. They called you down to the office to let you know. I could be wrong, but I feel like I remember because he never got to meet me,
No,
and he died before I was born.
it could have been.
But it was definitely the same year.
Yes,
I know you're trying to remember,
I
but
am. I'm
that's
sitting.
why I want to. That's why these conversations are important. Important because little did I know, years and years and years ago, me asking you these questions, I'm remembering them.
And I can't remember.
So, was he involved or helpful at all during your pregnancy? Was he present? Any type of support emotionally? How was he?
No, I don't remember any of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to be talking over that. I'm trying to remember something. I'm gonna tell you something. So I'm asking you to just cut it for 1 second.
Okay, we had to take a quick pause during this conversation for a little mental and emotional check in. Some of the memories surrounding the loss of my mom's dad are still a little blurry. And the last thing I want to do is trigger emotions that are just too heavy for me to help her deal with, especially on a public platform like this. So, even though we agreed to be honest and transparent, some vulnerabilities just are not meant for public consumption. We love y'all, but everything ain't for y'all. After taking a moment to gather ourselves, take a couple deep breaths, and reset, we are now able to jump back into the conversation.
Mama. Yes. Let's talk about how you came up with my name.
Okay,
What's my name?
Crystal.
Crystal Lashana. Tell me the story of my name. How you came up with my name. And when did you come up with my name?
I had a name for you prior, you know, to you being birth, but I actually forgot what the name was. And so after I gave birth to you, I was sitting up on the side of the actually I was waiting to go into recovery, and you know how they come around and ask what the child name is gonna be and all of this stuff. And I was just laying down. I couldn't remember what the name I had for you. I looked up and I was like, man. The lady asked me again. She said, "What's the baby name?" I said, "I don't know." And the first thing that came to me was Crystal. I looked up at the lights. I was like, "Oh, that's such a pretty crystal light." You know, the lights
Yeah.
from the ceiling. And I said, "Oh, her name is gonna be Crystal." And she said, "What's the rest of her name?" I said, "Lashana." That name came from your godmother. I remember your middle name, and I couldn't remember the first name that I was originally gonna give you.
Now that's something I didn't know. I knew the story of my middle name from my first godmama, but I did not know that Crystal was not my original name that you wanted to give me.
No, because I couldn't remember what I couldn't remember. I don't know. I just couldn't remember. And I said, and she was waiting for me to give her the name, not to even say, I'll be back or anything. I just told her, I said, I don't know. She said, well, we need a name. So that's when I looked up. I was like, I was trying so hard to remember that name that I had for you. And to this day, I don't even know what the name is. So you've always been my Crystal. But that's how your name originated, is when I looked up and I saw those pretty bright lights up there.
So basically,
And I said, Crystal.
I was named after a light fixture. Got it. Okay. That looked like crystal glass.
Yeah, I said, it's clear, it's pretty, it's bright. And all those things start going through my head. And I said, okay, we'll do Crystal. But I had already knew what the middle name was going to be.
LaShayna,
LaShayna.
aka Shay Shay,
Shay.
Shayna. All right, let's do something fun.
I like fun stuff. Go ahead.
All right, yeah, we need a fun moment. We're gonna have a lightning round, and I need you to answer quickly. Don't think about it. Okay, I'm gonna name two things. It's kind of like a this or that. I'm gonna name two things, and I just need you to answer quickly. All right. During your pregnancy, did you have? I know you had cravings, and we talked about conch and pickles. So I think I know the answer to this, but sweet or salty?
Sweet.
How are you gonna say sweet when you crave pickles? Pickles ain't sweet.
Well, I craved it all, Chris. You asked me. I wanted the salt and salty. I want the pickle. I want the conch. What's the next question?
All right. Epidural or no epidural?
With you, no epidural.
Hardest trimester?
Well, if I can't remember what I couldn't remember previously,
That's sad.
I would have to say the hardest trimester actually was the second trimester.
I was gonna ask you what's the other baby names you considered, but clearly you don't even remember what you were trying to name me, so I'm just gonna skip that one.
Yes, skip it.
One word to describe your pregnancy.
This a lightning round? So you say I can't think?
You just quick. One word right now to describe your pregnancy.
An experience. A good experience.
Okay, so we'll say that was your phrase for describing pregnancy. A good experience.
It was a good experience. It was a learning experience.
Okay. One word, not a phrase, to describe becoming a mother.
Responsibility.
All right. Not love, not excited, not fulfilled. Just I was your first real responsibility. No problem. All right. In the form of a human. Jesus Christ. Am I your child? You sure?
Yes.
Cause
I have the birth certificate to prove it.
that don't mean nothing. I done seen a lot of birth horror stories on Lifetime. All right, what's one thing you wish children knew about or understood about being a parent?
Me and my children.
Just children in general. What's one thing as a parent, as a mom, you have all adult children now. You've raised your kids. How you say grown, gone, and on their own?
Yeah, say that again. I like that.
Grown, gone, and on their own.
That's me. That's me, you all. That's me.
Mom, stop talking to the imaginary audience. Please. You're talking to me. So, what's one thing that you wish children or people knew about becoming a parent?
That I have to use that word again. It is a lasting experience, and you you just take it one day at a time because children do not come with instructions, and you have to grow up fast. Like I know I did. Like my whole mentality, my whole thought process changed in a matter of a month.
Okay. Any final words before we close out this episode?
No, I don't have no final words, but I would like to leave this conversation because I'm hot and I need something to drink, and I might be hungry again, and I just want to get going. I want to just go. And I left my dog home, Bella. I was gonna bring her with me, but I didn't bring her. So I need to go home and take care of my little pup, because she misses me when I'm not there.
So
So
basically, this is the end of the conversation.
yes, Crystal, yes. Okay.
So
Well,
I'm gonna let you
go.
I'm gonna let you go. We're home now. I done brought you back to your car. I'm gonna let you get in your car and go home to your dog.
And want to hang out with me?
I do, but I can't. I have things to do. Say bye to the audience.
I'm not ready to say bye, but
Oh, hold on. Any other time you be ready to talk to the audience, you be quick to talk to the audience. Now you don't want to tell the audience. You know what? Don't worry about it. Bye, y'all. Stay tuned for the next episode. We hope y'all enjoyed it.
Well, that's another episode in the books.
Wait, are you sure we answered all the questions?
What questions?
Who's raising who?
You know, at this point, I think we're both just out here doing our best. Listen, y'all, don't forget to follow and subscribe from whatever platform you're listening on. Also, please, please, please leave us a 5-star review and share this episode with somebody who always has to be right.
Well, we'll let them decide who's raising who.
You're right. Anyway, bye, y'all. Love you, mama.
Love you too, girl.
Who's raising who? 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 Who's raising who?